What's good, y'all? It's Z168. I'm back again with the King Arthur Legend of the Sword review. I know I said that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is going to be the next review, but Chatty's busy with some graduation stuff, so since he's busy with that, and I'm also the only one to have seen this, I figured I'd just go ahead and give my thoughts on it. King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, is the latest directorial effort by my favorite director, Guy Ritchie. Now, he's directed classics, in my opinion, Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch, and two of my favorite films of all time, Sherlock Holmes 1 and Sherlock Holmes 2: Game of Shadows. And I personally think A Man from U.N.C.L.E. is really underrated and a super entertaining movie. I love the way he directs just like action and the way he directs conversations. He's super energetic, super fast paced. His movies never drag for the most part. And they're just really entertaining to watch, and I can watch them anytime. Legend of the Sword was received really negative reviews by the critics. I mean, it's getting hounded, and this is a week after it came out that I'm recording this, so it bombed at the box office. Not really making any money, at least in the US, and I believe this is planned to be a franchise. That's probably scrapped now. But I enjoyed this movie. I'm just going to go right out and say it. I really enjoyed this movie. And I guess it's probably because I'm a Guy Ritchie fan, but I do believe there's a lot to like in this movie, while there are some negatives as well. This movie stars Charlie Hunnam and Jude Law in the lead roles. Jude Law is actually, I think, a really good bad guy in the movie. He's not just like a stereotypical evil, laugh, maniacal, like all this stuff. Like he doesn't just do something super evil and then whatever. Like when he does something, and you'll see it in the movie, when he has to do these like very despicable acts to try and attain power, and you can see that it hurts him, like it really does. He still does them, but he gives a more multi-layered performance than what is like the stereotypical villain for especially a fantasy movie. Charlie Hunnam as King Arthur is really good, and he's have a very dry sense of humor with him, and he got jacked for the role. He's super in shape, and he just has a good presence on screen, and he was really entertaining to watch. So as far as those two characters go, they were really, really well done, and I enjoyed them. However, it's when you get into the chemistry with other actors is where I feel the film falters. Whereas in Sherlock Holmes especially, and then with like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch, and even Man from U.N.C.L.E. a little bit, although it wasn't as good there, it was still really good. Guy Ritchie films always have the leads, because the dialogue is so fast-paced, and especially the types of stories they tell, the two leads, or the group of leads, or the lead and supporting characters, however you want to say it, they need to have really, really good chemistry together, because they're going to be bouncing dialogue off each other really quick. And it can, when you're having a conversation with your best friends and the person you're the closest to, it actually seems like reasonable. You would tell stories in this rapid pace, disjointed kind of manner, all over the place. Because you're both telling, you both live through this, you're friends, you kind of know how each other talk, and when you finish each other's sentences, it seems authentic, because sometimes when you're just really close to people, you kind of know what each other's thinking. Especially get that vibe in like Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. They actually seem like brothers. Where in this movie, King Arthur is great. Charlie Hunnam as him is great. However, I didn't get the sense of like a brotherhood like they were trying to convey. Obviously, his Knights of the Round Table, that's kind of an important thing. It's just, it isn't the same. And I watch them and I don't see Arthur and his mates or whatever as these guys that have grown up in whorehouses together, fought on the streets, and kind of just figured out how to survive and thrive. It's not bad by any means, but it's just not to Guy Ritchie's standards, and it's just not that engaging. Like when he is doing the rapid editing and like conversations going back and forth, it's still entertaining, don't get me wrong, like I still like it. It just isn't the same, and is a step down from even Man from U.N.C.L.E. The action is really cool. The editing is rapid, but it's not really shaky cam per se. It's if you've seen a Guy Ritchie movie, you know what I'm saying. Like it's rapid, quick cuts for a lot of it, but you can still see what's going on, except for a few scenes. I'll get to that. For the most part, when he's not using the magic of the sword, the action is really good. It's fun. It's energetic. It's it's entertaining to watch, especially on the big screen. However, when he gets the sword, Excalibur or whatever, when he puts both hands on it, it's like almost like a lightsaber. When he gets it and he finally channels it, he can just like kill like 50 dudes like it's nothing, which is really cool in concept, but when you see it, the CGI that is used in these scenes is pretty awful. The first time he uses it, a cloud of dust appears, and I don't know if they use this because maybe they were trying to save a little money, because I looked at the budget on this thing and it's really freaking expensive, so this one's going to lose a lot of money. But the CGI when he like grabs the sword and starts using it for the first time especially is just bad, because there's dust everywhere, so you can't really see anything. And he's just jumping between all these different guys trying to kill him, and he's like launching them off. It's slow-mo, fast-mo, and it just was not well done at all. Whereas in like Sherlock Holmes 2, A Game of Shadows, when they're running through the forest and this fast motion, or regular motion, fast motion, and slow motion, and with the bullets and stuff flying through the woods, that's the coolest use of slow motion that I've ever seen. Everything is crisp, you can see everything. It's just a joy to see with the eyes. However, in this movie, they cover it up with dust the first time, and the second time, it's even more apparent that the CGI just isn't there for this scene, because for the most part of the movie, it's really good, especially when you're looking at landscapes and some enemies in the movie. They look pretty good, but those two scenes just like really stood out to me. The CGI was not there. It didn't look finished, honestly, because like this, he knocks a mask off the guy and just this really cheesy like float toward the camera and then drop, and I'm like, that was just not good. The third act of this movie is bad. It's not that great. What is set up to happen is cool, but the execution, mainly because of the CGI, just isn't there, because they're having all these like epic battle scenes, like a giant 100-foot snake that's just massive, like eating people, and then you have him fighting Jude Law's character, and it's like a big CGI battle. And Arthur looks alright in these scenes, but everything else just looks like kind of really cheap and just not good. So overall, even after kind of harping on the negatives for a while, this movie was still like really entertaining. Like, don't get me wrong, the first two acts I was totally on board, and the action was fun. King Arthur and Jude Law were excellent. I liked him, and I forgot to mention Eric Bana as King Arthur's father. He is good. It's a minor role, but from what he was in, it was enjoyable. Anyways, in the end, I give King Arthur a 7 out of 10. I saw this movie twice. The first time, I didn't like it that much. I was going to give it a 6, but upon watching it the second time, I was able to kind of look past some of the flaws and just enjoy the movie. It's not a perfect movie, and if you're not a fan of Guy Ritchie, you definitely won't like it. If you're a Guy Ritchie fan like me, you kind of forgive a few of the flaws with it. So anyways, you guys have a great day. Stay live, fam.